Hi guys, this is Bethany Wilson from Doggercise Dog Training. This is crate training for a calm state of mind. So if you haven't done our prep video, which is our crate training for puppies, it doesn't matter if your dog is a puppy or not. If you're introducing him to the crate for the first time, you're going to want to see that video. And it's going to be right here. So click on that link so you can watch that video first. It's just introducing the crate with positive reinforcement. Do that 3, 4, 5 minutes a few times a day for 3 or 4 days before you go to this version. If you don't have that long, if you don't have a whole week to work on this, you can cram it in a few days, but it's best to space it out if you have the time, because you want to build up a positive relationship with the crate from the very first day, and this is the easiest way to do it. So make sure you check that video out before taking a look at this. But if your dog is already good with crates, then you don't have to worry about it. You can go ahead and watch the video. A good idea for puppies is to have a toy and something that smells like where they came from, something from their litter or from their mom. And then you definitely want to just use an old towel or an old bed, because they'll likely chew it up. So you don't want to buy anything expensive yet. I've sped this clip up so it's not painfully boring. So I put her in the crate, and when she tries to get out, I just block with my hand, okay? It's really simple. With a bigger dog, you might want to use the gate first, or at least stand up and use your legs, and you're going to see that technique later. Now this is us just practicing. She's had exercise, she's tired, she hasn't been left alone. And we're going to do a more escalated version later, but you have to practice it before you actually just leave. That way they kind of get the picture. Now I'm just waiting for her to exit. And when she was doing good, I stood up and blocked. And then I take a step away and see what she does. If she started to step out, I would step in towards her. I want to get to where I can be at a distance and her not come out of her crate. The crate door being open should not mean to bust out, okay? It should be really calm. So she kind of inched forward, so I quickly got back in front of the crate. Now, if she was to get out, because I'm giving her a lot of space here because she did so good when we were just practicing, not in a real situation, is she could come out, no big deal. I don't make a big deal about it. I just very calmly put her back in and start again. So nothing is done at any sort of high level of anxiety. Everything is very calm, very collected. Now, once she's like this, because you never want to shut the crate permanently on an anxious dog, once she's like this, and she sits, or lays down, I can go ahead and close the door. Now, I sat in front of her crate and just waited how long it would take for her to figure out just to lay down, just to get bored and lay down. And it didn't take very long. And it's really important to know that I'm being very boring, very matter of fact. When she's ready, she gets her bully stick, and I close her up. It's important to practice this at home. You could go ahead and open the crate, let her out, put her back in, and do it all again before you actually leave in a real situation, which you're going to see in a minute. But first I want to go over how to let them out of the crate. Now when I bend down to let her out, see her little paw is up? I'm not going to bend down and touch that if her paw goes up. And if it does, I'm just going to stand back up and not go to the next step until she settles a bit. So I do the same thing with the blocking. Now she's going to try to come out, and I'm ready to, there you go. That's a correction right there, and I'm ready to correct her. And then because this was her first time, I spoiled her a little, you're going to see here in a minute. But watch how calmly she comes out. Look, she even goes behind me and kind of slinks. I mean, she's very calm. You're going to see that change in a minute. Now, this was her first time after being left alone in a strange house. She is barking at me. She wants out, and she's knocked down her towel, which is understandable. Honestly, you want to have like one dark piece of cloth go over the crate, but this is what we worked with just some old towels. Now, I'm just ignoring this behavior. I could choose to go out of sight and come back in, and go out of sight and come back in, every time she barks. But I know this dog, and I knew she'd settle quickly if I just ignored her, so that's what I did. Just a side note, if your dog is older and it's having severe anxiety issues in the crate, you don't want to do the go around the corner and come back whenever he makes noise. You want to go over to the crate right away and go to open the door, and then when he tries to bolt, use the crate gate to correct him. The reason that works better sometimes with older dogs that are more escalated, more overexcited, anxious, nervous about when you come home is because sometimes they can be destructive in their crate, or if you live in a condominium or an apartment building, your neighbors are going to be really upset with you waiting 15-20 minutes for a really motivated, anxious dog to be quiet in the crate. Also, you can use a pet corrector for that as well, but you're going to want to seek out a trainer or some online how-tos on how to use that when it comes to crate barking. Barking only, not minor overexcitement like this. I'm talking about, severe issues. Oh, see that stressful yawn? So basically what happens is, as soon as I come into view and I get this behavior, I just don't move forward, okay? Not one step, because one step moving forward is like giving her a treat. It's a reward. So I don't move a step forward until she settles down. And look, she's thinking about it. There she goes. So now I move forward. And I just stand in front of her crate and I ignore her. I'm not looking at her. I'm not trying to correct her. Nothing. Because the crate's going to do that for me. I bend down. She gets really excited when I bend down because she's ready for that to open. There's that paw, and I stand back up. And I stand back up because she stood up. So you see how you break all of this down? I stand back up again. That's still too much excitement. I want a calm dog. I do not want to reward this overexcited, nervous behavior. That's how you get separation anxiety, territorialness, all sorts of issues. So now I can open it, but I want to take it slow. I'm just going to make the noise. Sometimes the noise can really trigger dogs. So I hold it closed in case she pushes on it with my leg. Definitely want to do this for big dogs. Now I go to open it and I know she's going to bolt, so I'm ready. Oh, sure. She's going to be good. Look at that. See, now that she's settled, she remembers us practicing this. Wow, that was really good. Look at her giving me eye contact. Now I want to move away. Oh, there we go. So you saw that correction. I'm using spatial pressure to correct her. I could have also used the gate, but I didn't have my hand on it, so this was faster, just going into her. With bigger dogs, you want to take this a little slower and rely on the gate to correct your dog. And then see, really calmly, I just ask her to come out. Look how mellow she is walking out. So great. Now this is a situation, I think this was our third morning. And I practiced this in different rooms so she could get comfortable with her crate being anywhere. Look how good she does. This is a morning. So you got to keep in mind, she's got to pee. She was whining, and I did the same thing. I waited to come until she stopped whining. I used the crate to correct her right there, and I only had to do it once. And see, I'm ready to correct her again with the crate rather than stepping in front of the door. I'm ready with the crate door if she tries to get out. Now I want to be able to create some distance. And then once she's settled, I'll calmly ask her out. All right, if I'm going to be gone a certain amount of time, I like to leave my dogs things to do if I'm going to be gone for a while. So what I'll do is if they're not being held in a crate, I'll still put them in separate rooms and I'll give them Kongs, or I'll give them their Kong in a crate. Now these are Kongs. This is a little one for a small dog like her size. Black is the hardest, and they have a puppy version, and then they have red, which is in the middle. You can fit it with all kinds of goodies. You want to build confidence with this though. So you want to start by making it really easy for them to get the food out. And then once they really get the gist of it and they just, pull everything out within just a few seconds, then you can start to freeze their food and use this to give them their morning kibble. So instead of just feeding them and going off to work the night before, take a little bit of wet food mixed with their dry kibble or a little bit of peanut butter and freeze it in several of these. And then you do the process where you get them calm in the crate or in a room sitting on their bed, either way. You do that first. Then once they're nice and settled, then you give them the food, really low key, and then walk out of there. And then they have you know, a long time, sometimes up to an hour or two of things to do, working for their meal. So if you want to recap on that, just go back to the video and look where I gave her the bully stick. You want to wait till they're nice and calm first. And if you don't do crate training, you should be doing this with a go to your bed or a place command, okay?